Hello, and welcome to a brief overview of racial themes within two novels. This is Lesson 6. And we are going to be looking at briefly at The House on Mango Street and To Kill a Mockingbird. We're going to be looking at some text and answering some questions and really focus on race. So, what is our desired result? Well, what are some lessons that can be learned from two novels that have racial themes within them? So we will now explore that. Okay, so let's talk about The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. Alright, so it's a story about figuring out one's identity in life, which many of you, or everyone in life can relate to. So, this main character is a girl who is slowly moving into adulthood. Her name is Esperanza. Okay, so she moves into a tiny house with her family of six, and dreams about getting away from the house. She just moved in. She's dreaming about getting away because the house it is the house I belong, but do not belong to. Sad, really. Okay, the author uses the symbol of a house as part of one's identity, and this house is, well, tiny and run down. Again, sad. The novel is strung together by brief descriptions of things that happen in life, vignettes, they call them. Um, the so Esperanza means hope, but she uses it as meaning despair. She doesn't feel good about her name. It's too long, too many letters, and she feels sad about it. And it's about what it's like to grow up, become more mature, some of the challenges that she faces that we all face, but maybe she faces more being Latinx. Okay. Um, so discrimination comes in two forms in this story: sexism, because she's it's a male-oriented society that she lives in. Obviously, she's a woman, a female girl, and then how men treat women, and then how other neighbors view them differently. Okay, then we have The Green Mile, and just briefly, of course, it's Stephen King. So there's a character, John Coffey, in this novel, Coffey, and he is condemned to death. So he's condemned to death by an institution that is Southern and very much racist within itself, and that is still racist today. African Americans are not viewed as valuable within this novel. Yet John Coffey begins a spiritual journey in which he can heal others by taking the sins of others within him. It's really kind of a strange supernatural phenomena that goes on here. Alright, then those who are anti-racist in the novel, unfortunately, are unable to save him from a horrible execution that goes wrong and is really horrible. So, keeping that in mind, we then look at the other one I really want to compare to The House on Mango Street with the next novel, and that is To Kill a Mockingbird. Two very popular books that most people read in high school and maybe even college. And the connecting string, so to speak, would be The Green Mile because of how unfortunate it was for John Coffey. And you'll see in the next slide how unfortunate it is for Tom Robinson. So we have To Kill a Mockingbird. Right, it's also Southern. It's 30. It's in the 1930s, which is about 10 years after Green Mile is set. But again, you have a novel that is narrated by the daughter of a lawyer who's, of course, um, defending a man who is accused of rape, and it does not go well. Um, just like John Coffey, Tim Robinson ends up, well, well, shot. I mean, it's just sad how Atticus Finch, the lawyer, Scout's father, um, tries so hard to prove innocence and fails ultimately. Also, just like the house on Mango Street, this is about children, this time a boy and a girl. Jem, the older brother, and they face challenges growing up and learning. So, um, unfortunately, in the struggle between good and evil, good does not win here. And this is often echoed in real life as well. Yet the ending has several of the white characters turn on each other, which is an interesting twist at the end there. So there's themes and situations that are all over the place here. Okay, so here we have Harper Lee on the upper right hand corner, and we also have more insights regarding To Kill a Mockingbird. So Harper Lee had a vision in her mind from when she was a child. Race has, how we view race has changed from the 1930s, from when this book is set to now. Some of those viewpoints have become more positive, and some have become more negative. Um, so this is where we are. I also want to point out that in Stephen King's novel The Green Mile, there are similarities with characters. Um, not to confuse you, but there are some really good quotes about racism that we can look at as well. Okay, so with To Kill a Mockingbird, this is ultimately a tale about morals in the South of the 1930s, and it's also a window into life now. The lessons are presented in a seemingly effortless style, all while tackling the complexity of race issues with startling clarity and a strong sense of reality. So that quote was from a website dedicated to A Kill a Mockingbird. And here's a quote from the house on Mango Street. Um, so, all round, we are safe, but watch us drive into the neighborhood of another color, and our knees go shakety shake, and our car windows get rolled up tight, and our eyes look straight. Well, that's one of the quotes I want you to focus on as we talk about these stories, in this brief discussion or this brief lesson. And then we have these two quotes from The Green Mile. I'd not bring slavery back for all the tea in China. I think we have to be humane and generous in our efforts to solve the race problem. And then, okay, so that's said, but then this part is said too. But we have to remember that your Negro will bite if he gets the chance, just like a mongrel dog will bite if he gets the chance. I mean, what a comparison. All right. So then another quote here. Do you mean to kill the man who saved Melinda Moore's life, who tried to save those little girls' lives? Well, at least there will be one less black man in the world. Well, there, I mean, come on. But it really captures, in a way, the essence of a time. And I want to say long gone, but it isn't. And that's the sad tragedy of all of this. And then we have To Kill a Mockingbird. Well, first of all, the quote reads, first of all, he said, if you can learn a simple trick, Scout, you'll get along a lot better with all kinds of folks. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into the skin and walk around in it. In a way that's very powerful. So after those very, very heart-wrenching, or gut-wrenching, I guess, quotes, we revisit the desired result, and so the novels have multiple lessons within in them, and some lessons include racism affects identity. Racism, of course, it unfairly condemns. It has unfair conditions that unfairly condemn. And not just condemn literally, but condemn someone to fear and to anxiety and a life of unhappiness and just turmoil. Racism is more widespread and profoundly causes hatred. Well, of course that's true, but it's one of those lessons that is right in there. Okay, so let's practice with predictions here. Just practice in general, I guess. But so, which quotes are likely from The House on Mango Street, and which are from To Kill a Mockingbird? 1. I inherited her name, but I don't want to inherit her place by the window. 2. Outsiders are scared by the neighborhood. Everyone looks alike, so everyone feels safe. 3. But before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. 4. You'll see white men cheat black men every day of your life, but let me tell you something, and don't you forget it. Whenever a white man does that to a black man, no matter who he is, how rich he is, or how fine a family he comes from, that white man is trash. Alright, I think you'll see that it's pretty easy. Yep, it was easy. Because the two quotes from the top are from the House on Mango Street, and the ones on the bottom are from To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, so now, please give your best try at the questions that follow this video, and good luck to you.